Hey everyone, it's Sun Types, and today I figured we'd look at Expanded because that hasn't been a thing for a while, but it kind of is, right? You can play it IRL. I mean, you can play anything IRL, and so some people have been playing it. There have been 4 tournaments since Paradox Rift. I think they're all IRL, which is kind of weird. It also means that all the people have their like actual names. I mean, I don't know if all of them do, but a bunch do, which is kind of weird. Like even if because it is online, like that it's put out online. But anyway, that's the thing. But so we're gonna be taking a look at these tournaments. There've been 96 players. I don't think it's unique players, so it's probably like 50 unique players, maybe. I don't know, but 4 tournaments, each with like moderately sized, I guess. Largest, I guess, is 37. But we're just gonna take a look at the lists to see what's happening, because it looks like I just took a quick glance and it's pretty cool looking. Some of the things are new. Obviously, Roaring Moon is new, but not all the stuff is. So we'll start looking at other. I'll do other. Oops, I've messed up. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so we'll start with other, and just the winning other lists, or the like winning records other lists. This first one is a control list. So this is, but it's kind of weird actually. I don't 100% know what's going on with this list, to be honest. Obviously, I have Articuno. This paralyzes, I say paralyzes, but paralyzes, and does 70. It damages itself, but you have Protection Cube to stop that. Then you have Grimsley to heal, as well as I don't know. And then you have Aqua Patch to accelerate counter energy water. And then you also have oh wait, no, the Grimsley moves damage from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. But then I don't know if this is control. It's kind of control, but I don't know if it's meant to take 6 prizes. Um, because once you can also do the trapping thing with Electrike and Regirock, so they can't this stops your opponent from playing Guzma. I guess it stops them switching out their paralyzed Pokemon. That's the main idea here. And then Counter Catcher, so you want to trap something, some like Dedenne or something, so that they aren't taking KOs unless you've KO'd them. So then you should always be winning the prize trade. We just do Computer Search instead of Life Dew. I feel like Life Dew could be fine, but I mean Computer Search is obviously a very good card. And then Misfortune Sisters, I guess, to mill switch. I don't know how common switch is, but obviously you can play it. And similar cards. And yeah, nothing too crazy, but it's a little weird. It's obviously very simple in terms of Pokemon, though. And then next up, okay, yeah, this is control. So we got Bunnelby to recover and to mill. We got Vileplume to wall basics and Vileplume to item lock. We don't see too many items in this list. We see 7, 8. It looks like, yeah, we see 8 items. Nothing too important. Field Blower is like kind of good, but you can Faba. And then we see Dusknoir to turn off special energy, which is kind of interesting. I guess it's good. A lot of decks do rely on special energy. And then we see Toadschool. Toadschool is a really interesting new addition to Control, because it stops recovery from the discard into your hand from abilities and trainers. This does not stop attacks or anything from Pokemon, or it does stop abilities, but not attacks. Pokemon, and it's only into the deck, so you could use Palpad. I mean, you can't use Palpad because Vileplume, but if you could use trying to think of an example, honestly. Team Yell's Cheer. You could use Team Yell's Cheer. You could use. There aren't that many options, so it's pretty good. And then yeah, doesn't want to stop special energy. So you just got a bunch of like walling, or I don't know if I'd say walling, but like your opponent can't play their cards pretty much, which is super annoying to deal with. This is a more interesting build to control as well. A lot of people don't like Snorlax control because it's super linear, but this is not that linear. Expanded is much more. There's more stuff. Obviously, there are more cards. Expanded, if you don't know, is black and white on. So yeah, more cards. Nothing too crazy, putting all this control stuff outside that. We just do TM Evolution, though, a pretty important part of this deck, which is kind of surprising. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's interesting. You can actually get Dusknoir up turn 1. You can use Duskull's ability, which immediately evolves it, and then attacks. So you can get Dusknoir up turn 1, which seems fine, but it doesn't seem like super broken. I'd rather get Vileplume up turn 1, honestly, with Eggrow, which it doesn't look like anyone ran. Also, I want to check. I'm pretty sure there were no bans. Yeah, it doesn't look like there were any bans. Not that, or other than the regular bans. Yeah, and we see Guzman Hala as well. That's kind of like a normal card included. And then we see nothing too crazy here. We do see Skull Grunt. Skull Grunt's fine, I guess. Racket's handiwork. You could run Misfortune, but they're not. Yeah, pretty straightforward stuff here. You can energy denial, but it's not like super important. We see Ranger as well for ADP. But yeah, pretty normal control stuff. Although running some new cards as well. And then we got Meloetta Turbo. I'll just take a look at the winning or even record decks. So they're probably similar. Are they the same people? Yeah, so there's two different lists, it looks like. Oh, these lists are like the same. So we got pretty normal stuff. For those of you who don't know how this deck works, you have Meloetta, which is 70 for each Fusion Strike energy attached to all your Pokemon. Then you use Elisa Sparkle to accelerate those Fusion Strike energies. So you should have 3 on at pretty much all times. Power Tablet to do extra damage, and then you have Genesect V to draw. Honestly, you should have 4 on a lot of the time, but and you have Dimension Valley to attack easier with Meloetta, so you only need 1 Fusion Strike energy on Meloetta, so you're not like discarding 2 every time. And then we see pretty normal stuff: Battle VIP Pass, Custom Catcher, Rotom Dex for like if you prize Fusion Strike energy. It says after counting your prizes, pretty much you redo your prizes. So you take them all out and then shuffle them all back in and hope you hit what you need. It's a little sketchy because you could prize it again, but not super likely. But it's pretty solid. Arguably just like Peonia, but an item. It's a little different, obviously, but it's similar effect. Yeah, we see Dowsing Machine as well, and Special Charge recovers Fusion Strike energy. Obviously, a deck like this would kind of struggle without Special Energy. It wouldn't be. I believe you still do the regular damage. Obviously, it's more awkward to pay your attack, but you can Dimension Valley, but you might not be able to play it depending on what your opponent has as well. But yeah, pretty normal stuff there as well. Meloetta Turbo is a pretty simple deck. Honestly, most of these are, but not all of them. Right on Regieleki, we got a few lists here. This one, let's just open them all up. Yeah, it looks like they're all pretty similar. This one runs Girafarig. Not this one. This one runs Girafarig. This one runs. These two look pretty similar. We see Raikou. I feel like Raikou would be just good in this stack. Oh yeah, these two are quite similar. I think there's some interesting options. Regieleki is like fine. It's a snipe Pokemon, but it's not super powerful. We see 1/1 Brief as well. Sometimes energy acceleration, you have Tapu Koko. Prism Star, which accelerates from your discard, it just does 1 to 2 different Pokemon. Flaffy, which does 1 to 1 of your Pokemon, but every turn Tapu Koko lost itself after it attacks. And then Thunder Mountain, making your attacks cheaper. And then we see Electric Generator, yeah, which can accelerate energy, obviously, but a little inconsistent, so you need to get a little lucky with that. We do see Dowsing Machine as well in all the lists, which is a little interesting, not going Edge Turbo, because I guess you're Turbo enough anyways, and you have a lot of attacking options. You have, well, I don't know, you have mostly Miraidon. You can attack with Dedenne as well, but then these lists, they all have some attacks. Girafarig is kind of weird. I don't remember what Girafarig does. I mean, it lost owns cards from the discard, but I don't remember what it's used for. Oh, I've messed it. Why is Chrome got updated recently, so now it does like weird stuff. So yeah, sorry about that. But if anyone knows why it's happening, because I'm not minimizing it. Like it looks like I'm minimizing it, but anyway, if anyone knows how I can fix that, that'd be appreciated. But anyway, and then Electro Power boosts your damage, just like Power Tablet. So you can hit, you can do 30 more, and then is Power Tablet the right name? I think that's the right name. Anyway, yeah. So then you get to hit. You can hit 30 more with the Regieleki. You're also hitting 30 more. We even see Perilous City as well to mess with your opponent's bench or to clear your bench, because Crobat, Lele, Dedenne are all kind of low HP targets. Tapu Koko can then swing in and move energy to itself as well. Tapu Koko GX and does more for each energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. That's a little interesting. I feel like it's not that good, but I guess it's fine. 2 of the 3 lists run it, so maybe it's good. And yeah, it looks like about it. Versus Secret Engine, which is pretty normal. And then I do feel like 4 would be nice, but they're kind of having a Dowsing Machine instead of a 4th, I guess. Seal Stone as well, of course, a very good card. It's generally the V-Star power of choice for most decks. Um, yeah, obviously could be attacking with a V, like Palkia and Regidrake or have V, and Lugia obviously has a V-Star power, but Force Seal Stone's very good. And Ranger here for ADP, although I don't know how many ADP decks there are. Doesn't look like it's super common. But yeah, Murder Magic isn't too complicated. Next up we got Goldengo, which apparently isn't doing too hot. But you know, it is what it is. So we got two different builds. This build running. I'll look at this one first. This one runs. I saw this one. First of all, Ditto Prism, super fun card. It can evolve into any stage one. Then Starmie recovers. 2 basic energy from when you discard into your hand. I think, do you need to discard? Yeah, you have to discard a card and then recover 2. It's like it's half a superior energy retrieval. Mount Coronet says once you turn, you can just recover 2 metal energies as well, which is super good. Mount Coronet is like so good for Goldengo. And then you also see Battle Compressor stuff. Only one. That's kind of weird. I guess you can computer search it out. These lists look similar. They're not the same, obviously, but pretty similar. And then we see this list running Oricorio, which does search out energy from your deck, so that makes sense. I do feel like a second execute could be good because like Ultra Ball and Superior discard too. So you kind of want a second. I don't know. I guess they're fine without it. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a pretty straightforward deck. It's just interesting. Excuse me, I can't speak. Interestingly, they're running Earthen Vessel instead of. Oh, this is running Professor's Letter. Earthen Vessel means you discard Professor's Letter. You don't. You can discard Egg, which is fine. The Execute is a really interesting Pokemon if you don't know what it does. Propagation says once during your turn, if it's in the discard, you can just recover it back into your hand, which is super good. Because I mean, it allows you just to play cards like Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, Computer Search. You can Curlia. You can do a lot of things with essentially no downside, which is really nice. And then we see Fisherman as well, which is kind of interesting. I guess it's good. Nothing too crazy again. Especially with this deck, it's a standard deck, and it's usually double Crobat. I guess that's fine, but it seems kind of weird. Like you're gonna have big hands. I guess you won't always have big hands though. Next up, we got Shadow Rider Calyrex, the classic. Then we got, so let's see, they're probably all similar. Oh, these are not. They're kind of similar. We see Wobbuffet to buy time. We see Giratina to like kind of mess with your opponent. And then we do see Radiant Eternus in a few of these lists. This one list runs Espeon for like protection and stuff, and is an attacking option. Trevenant and Dusknoir. This list, oh yeah, okay, it does run Gengar Mimikyu. I was gonna say not run Gengar Mimikyu seems bold. You see Scoop of Cyclone as well, which is Scoop of Net. Well, you just recover, put a Pokemon from play, and all cards attach it back into your hand. It's healing, can allow you to reuse abilities. Yeah. Radiant Eternus instantly grabs VMAXs into play if they're from your deck, but it does end your turn. We do see Temple Sinnoh as well, which is disruptive, although I think Silent Lab is better. It turns off basic abilities. Will turn off Wobbuffet and Tapu Lele, as well as Gradient Eternus, and yeah, but that's not like a huge deal. We see as well Acerola to just kind of like scoop up Cyclone. Obviously, you want to get big damage with Shadow Rider, and then you can disrupt with Gengar Mimikyu. That's super important, and then this list runs Dedenne EX, which is super interesting inclusion, which is kind of new, but not super new. And it does like healing kind of. So it kind of works as Acerola and also has a Wonder Shot, which is just fine. Yeah, but overall a pretty cool deck. It's one that has obviously not been super good in standard, but super cool and expanded still. A bit annoying as well. You can like Marnie or end your opponent and then go in with Trevenant and Dusknoir to just like delete their hand as well. But yeah, a very solid deck and very good one still. Here's what we got: Serena. Let's see. Oh, and I think on my channel I have some videos. I might have them linked down below. I don't know, but you can just search up under my channel Expanded, and I have a bunch of videos where I talk about some pretty cool expanded decks. So you can find those if you want. Or I could actually comment down below if you want them, and I'll grab them. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what they're called off the top of my head, unfortunately. Anyway, oh, okay, this is the same person, so presumably the same list. But yeah, this is a spicier deck. This is Serena V. Serena V. It's currently in standard, but it does 20 discard any number of bench Pokemon, 40 more for each bench Pokemon discard in this way. And then you have Giratina, Dragonite, and Execute, which recover Pokemon. Giratina and Execute recover themselves. Giratina actually does damage in the process as well. And Dragonite can recover other stuff on play as well. It's pretty good. But then we also see you could run Gengar, which also recovers itself, but Execute and Giratina are probably better. There's the Gengar from Lost Origin, I believe, but that damages itself. It's just not great. We do see Jolteon as well. So Jolteon is synergy with Giratina. Jolteon VMAX hitting the active and the bench damage Pokemon. But the main idea, and then you can use that. Because you run Lightning Energy with Tapu Koko Prism Star, which is the arguably best single Pokemon energy accelerator in the whole game. You can only run one copy, though. You can't run multiple because it's a Prism Star, but it is pretty high value. And we see Dedenne, Crobat, Tapu Lily, Eldeos V, Dragonite EX as well, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Multi-prize weak basics that have on-play abilities that are, but you can just discard them with Serena, so they're not like liabilities, and you can cover them with the Rescue Stretcher. And then yeah, we have Ranger. We have Gardenia's Vigor, a bit of obviously a notoriously sketchy card, but still potentially solid. Force Seal Stone, as I said earlier, very good. A lot of stuff going on here. Battle Compressor. This is a Battle Compressor based deck, although only 2 Verse Seeker seems a little sketchy. But then, yeah, you can obviously Verse Seeker back your supporters. Adventure Bag. Adventure Bag's kind of weird here. It searches for 2 tools. I guess Float Stones, like, good, but, like, I don't know. It gets Force Seal Stone, which is nice, but I'd probably play a second Force Seal Stone in case it's prized. I don't know. I guess it's fine. It, like, thins. You have like Field Blower as well, which is very important because you use Skyfield. I would probably play a Force Skyfield, but obviously tools can be a pain. A Skyfield increase your bench to 8, which is very important, increasing the amount of damage you can do. So you can pretty much one-shot everything, which is pretty fun. Next up, we got ourselves, we got Palkia. Palkia, I don't really know what this deck does. Oh, it's apparently really good. It's with an 80% win rate. Obviously, a smaller sample size means that some stuff's kind of weird here, but yeah, let's see. So these are not all by the same people, but we got 4 different people. Oops, I copied the list. We got 4 different people playing it though. The lists look kind of similar. Oh, they look actually very similar. It might be people like the meta might have developed within the place, like whatever physical location it's in. These 3 lists look similar. We do see different text, but obviously a Palkia pretty solid, can accelerate to different Pokemon. Can attack turn 1. Yeah, I guess they have used Wally to do that. Wally allows you to evolve instantly, but you can also evolve instantly into your Toedscool to stop like recovery stuff. Yeah, none of these are running Archies. Archies is like kind of clunky. Radiant Greninja, though, super strong attacker, obviously, and Palkia, it's arguably the reason to play Palkia right now. I mean, Palkia isn't that good, but if you were to play it, Radiant Greninja would be why. Tapu Fini does, I don't remember this Pokemon very well. Oh, it can like shuffle near points active, and it can also like snipe. It's fine, I guess. Apparently, people like it. I feel like it's not that good, but it's fine. Manaphy X gives you Fear Retreat as well. Whisper's a really interesting card. You can only use it turn 1 going second, but your opponent can't play any trainers next turn. This is kind of like Gengar Mimikyu, not a GX stack, but also only 1 colorless, and but it like doesn't stop all cards that can play Pokemon and trainers, so theoretically they can still just like destroy you. But it's an interesting card, a card I've enjoyed playing, and obviously it's not as impressive. It's only good turn 1. This is Sudowoodo pop into a list. We do see Traffic as well, stopping like Versus Seeker stuff. And I guess Traffic's main use is to stop Versus Seeker, and like if a Pokemon gets KO'd, if your opponent isn't very proactive about it. I don't know. I don't play a lot of Expanded like at all because it's not great, but I know Traffic is like a very important card if you can use it well. We also see Lumineon. You can attack Lumineon to get it out, which is nice. Nonetheless, running Lele, which I guess Happy Lele GX, which I guess makes sense. We see Starmie as attack and has retreat, which is nice if you're not running the Manaphy EX. Iron Bundle, forcing him to the bench and also as an attacking option. I'm not exactly sure what Iron Bundle is here. For forcing them to the bench seems pretty mediocre, but I guess it could be good. When we see Articuno as well, we looked at that earlier with the Articuno based deck, but Paralysis is pretty good. And then, yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. Aside from that, we do see Karen as well. Recovering Pokemon, it is generally known as a counter to Mad Party or United Wings, but I don't think anyone played that. So, yeah. And obviously, it does recover your Pokemon as well, which is nice. But I'm not sure its exact use here. Do you see capturing Pokepuff, which is kind of weird? It's like a control card. I guess it's there. So it's like Erica's, but not gusting. Erica's invitation, which is nice. I guess it allows you to drag something from their hand onto plate, then you just snipe it with the Radiant Greninja or Starmie. And obviously you do have access to like Dive Ball, Aqua Patch, which are good cards. Yeah, I feel like Palkia isn't that good. Maybe I mean, clearly based on win rate is very good, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. You obviously have like a variety of like decent attackers and stuff like that. Um, yeah, okay, let's take a look at the next deck though. Reggie Draco. Reggie Draco is pretty cool. As well. We got a few lists to look at here. Um, we got a bunch actually. I'm trying to look at. I guess I'll look at all these different lists. We'll see if anything's that different from them though. We see Garbodor in this list. We don't see Garbodor here though. But yeah, Regidraco is pretty cool. It copies Dragon Pokemon in the discard. I wonder how people pay it. There are different ways. I guess Double Dragon Welder is the main way. I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was something else. And do we see Reshiram? We might see Reshiram, but maybe not. And no computer search. I don't care about you. Um, but yeah, the mean attacking Pokemon to copy, you have either Mega Rayquaza or I think I saw in one of the other lists, Mega Charizard. They each do 300. They have some downsides. The one mills you a bunch, and the one discards a bunch of energy attached to it, but they're both pretty good. 300 is obviously good. These lists are the same as well. And then Noivern EX to, Noivern GX to when you run Noivern EX. Yeah, I guess they're on both, but Noivern EX, Noivern GX to either item locks, special energy locks, or does a spread attack. But then more well known is, or I don't know if it's more well known, but more well known is standard because it's in standard Noivern EX, which can basic block, but then can also special energy lock for more damage, and can also stadium lock, which could be nice. Yeah, the lists do run path. Not all of them run path. They run parallel though, which is disruptive. This list runs Viridian though, so you don't get the stadium locking benefit here. This is just fun swell because it doesn't really want to get pathed. See, if you're running Garbodor obviously it's ability lock, which can be a pain to deal with. It looks like the list just work under ability lock. You just kind of attack, right? And then that should be good enough. And then you also have, let's see, you got Dialga GX. Dialga GX is insanely good. It just takes an extra turn. We also have Duraludon at VMAX, which just hits the effects and it's pretty solid. And then soon Gudra V start hitting 200 and reducing damage by 80, a very big amount. And I think that's it. Oh, and we see Dragonite to accelerate to your next ones. This list actually runs grass and fire. Most lists just run fire because you can use Welder. This list just runs, this runs grass and fire. So you can use Gardenias, you can use Raihan. And then we see this list. Yeah, this list runs both. Looks like are you manually attaching to this one? I think you are. Unless I'm missing something. No, I think you do manually. You hide behind Wobbuffet, hide behind Garb, and then you manually attach and get there, which isn't that bad. I mean, it's only 2 attachments. Or no, you do have Raihan as well, which is fine. You see Turo's poppy in as well. Turo's is the same as a Z, but Turo's is played in a bunch of these lists for like healing and for for like other things as well, but probably just healing. So Sudowoodo as well. Oh, and then Flapple, more ability in play. We see Oricorio comboing with, I say Gardenias, but this doesn't run Gardenias. I feel like Oricorio is kind of weird here. See Diancie as well. You can hide behind Diancie. Is one of those cards you can hide behind, kind of like Wobbuffet. It isn't gustable, but Wobbuffet is gustable. Diancie isn't gustable, but Wobbuffet ability locks. Next up we got Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon has been pretty played here. It looks like we got a bunch of lists as well again. And then let's see, did this one? We'll look at these lists. There we go. I hope I opened the right lists. So yeah, Roaring Moon obviously insta kills and it's pretty strong. It damages itself a lot as well, which is a bit of an issue. So you have Protection Cube, though, which stops you from damaging yourself. Um, Anything crazy in any of these lists? Looks like nothing like completely outrageous, but you see Darkrai. They are running Darkrai V-Star, so it's a dark. So this is like Turbo Dark, I guess. Not really, but it kind of sort of is. So Darkrai is there. They are Darkrai lists though. It looks like they all are. This one isn't really as Darkrai. This one's not. So this one went Toad School, so it has some disruption. But then you have Hypnotoxic Laser plus Darkrai GX, which insta-kills with your GX attack and doesn't damage you, which is good. Then Protection Cube as well to protect yourself from self-damage. You see Skyfield as well to just give yourself a bigger bench for more options, and Dark Patch allowing you to attack relatively easy turn one, as well as Max Elixir, which is look at the top 6 and attach a basic you find there to one of your basic Pokemon on the bench. We see Sadas as well. Sadas is I feel like you only need one if you run Versus Seeker. We do see Battle Compressor, not like super highly played in any of these decks, but obviously it's a good card. And then we see they are running Computer Search. Oh no, this one runs Dowsing Machine. Yeah, I mean I personally like Dowsing Machine more than Computer Search. It could certainly go either way though. We do see Colress as well, Natural Sentry with Skyfield, Shuffle Draw for each bench Pokemon. Then we see Ranger's kind of weird. It stops effects on your Pokemon and you, but on your opponent's Pokemon, or both players and the Pokemon. I guess it's fine, but I don't know. And then we see, let's see. Obviously Max Elixir are pretty nice. As well as I feel like Max Elixir is kind of, I mean, it's very hit or miss. That's just kind of its nature, but it's pretty good. I think we see Hypnotoxic Laser in all these stacks. Yeah, looks like we do. The Hypnotoxic Laser plus Darkrai GX time is super good. We do also see Darkrai EX to give you free retreat, and then Darkrai V-Star to hit pretty hard. This list also doesn't run Darkrai. It runs up a Barrel Line for more consistency. And also they all run Radiant Greninja because it's just draw, which is good. We do see... Let's see. Oh, these there are a lot of lists. They're the same. Okay, and then we see these are pretty similar. Nothing too crazy going on in any of these, as I said, but it looks like they've kind of replaced some of the Dark Box stuff with the Roaring Moon because you hit harder, or you can like one shot, and they're leaning into the one shot element of Turbo Dark without like that damage ramp style, energy ramp style attack. And next up, we got ourselves Lugia, arguably the best deck in the format. I guess. It's very good. It has a lot of options. I assume these are all Dragon lists. They don't have to. You certainly don't have to play Dragon Lugia, but you can. Oh wow, these are similar. I guess. Let's see. Yeah, some of them are similar, but you use Lugia to get Arcaps onto the bench, and that is your restart power. And then you can get that turn one as well with Wally. And then you can use Giratina and Garchomp to instantly discard 2 of their bench Pokemon for the fast turn one win. Or you can use this other attack, but it's a little awkward. We do see Darkrai as well again to give you a treat, which I guess is better than what the other options like Manaphy. Oh, you have Zeraora. I think Zeraora might be a little better. Zeraora GX, but I don't know. And then we see Iron Hands as well. Iron Hands obviously takes an extra prize. We see Roaring Moon for big one-shot potential as well. I really like this build. This is not really, it doesn't run Double Dragon. But it does run Magneto and Guzzlord to instantly take 2 prizes, which can just win you the game, whether it's GX attack. We see, and that is essentially the only GX attack as well. We don't see ADP. We don't see Garchomp, and we don't see anything else. You have Tapu Lele, you have Dedenne, but obviously they're not that good. For GX attacks, and then you do run though. Battle Compressor obviously is a good card. Special Charge is really nice for Lugia as well. And Computer Search for that like fast consistency. You really want to set up turn one. Every deck does, but Lugia is very. I don't know if I'd call it turbo, but it kind of is. Then we see Iono as well. Are any of them running N and Iono? No, I feel like it's better to run a split. Yeah, I think running a split of N versus Iono is probably the right play. Oh, I don't know. Obviously, they're very similar. There are 2 ways to look at it. The positive, obviously, is that you get more versatility. If they're both in your discard, you can choose which one to Versus Seeker, which is nice. But then the negative is that you are giving your opponent away information because they'll know like if you've discarded if you run both, they'll be like, oh, okay, they do run two quote unquote N, even though they're not both N. But so I don't know. I don't know the right play there, but it doesn't matter really. Um, and then yeah, obviously Guzman's good, and research and Wally and Cynthia, all the normal stuff. And then we see. This list leans more into Garchomp. Garchomp feeds 220 snipe, which is obviously very good. Um, yeah, okay. I was gonna say energy, like recycle energy, could be good, but I guess it's kind of silly when you have special charge. Um, what special energies do they run? They run V Guard, Double Dragon, Double Colorless. Um, and a powerful's decent. Powerful obviously is nice on Lugia, but I feel like you get better options with Aurora. Like Iron Hands and Roaring Moon are both really good. But overall, yeah, that's expanded. I don't know if it's what you expected, but comment down below if you want more expanded content. And if you enjoyed, as always, consider subscribing and liking the video and all that good stuff. But comment down below your thoughts on it, because expanded is kind of weird right now. Like if you look previously, we had 8 tournaments and 5 tournaments. 5 tournaments, like there hasn't been a lot of expanded. Obviously, there's a bunch more in PTGO. There were, when did they have the most? We had, I don't know, expanded is like not that fun either. I guess it was probably Silver Tempest, because there were like months and months of expanded tournaments in this format where you could just play like um stall. You can play against wall stall all day. Yeah, expanded is kind of a mess. I'm interested in hearing though, like what you think, and if you think it's Bro, I forgot that like live doesn't always work right. Or not live. Live doesn't, but limitless as well doesn't always work right when you switch between formats. But yeah, so it looks like stall. Oh, stall's like slowing down a little. I wonder if it's been like banned in certain tournaments. I haven't been keeping track of that. But I feel like stall actually still very good. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I'm excited to see you next time.